Yo, welcome in, guys. It's G. Let's have a look at Once Human. So I've been playing closed beta 3 for almost 2 weeks now. Having a lot of fun. There are some issues. I'm going to go through as much as I feel is relevant. Give my thoughts, my opinions, where the game's at, where I think it's going. Should you play it? Am I going to play it? And everything else. Stick around. So, at its core, Once Human is a survival MMORPG looter shooter game with just all sorts going on. It's got elements of Rust, Power World, Destiny, all mixed up in this bizarre Stranger Things type universe. It's got elements of PvE. It's got some elements of PvP apparently, which we'll get into shortly. It's got base building, it's got crafting, it's got dungeons, it's got a sort of raid. There's a lot going on in this game, right? So we're going to dig into each one on its own, and then at the end I'll summarize and I'll give you guys my thoughts on. Right, so from a PvE standpoint, you basically, you're like, your day to day is grinding, you're leveling, you go around different settlements, clearing them out, getting materials of different tiers and different levels to basically craft and keep crafting and progressing your character. So better gear, better weapons, better ammo, better materials for your base and all that sort of stuff. You're also going to find little deviants, as they're called, to capture. The little guys that you can see behind me that you put into these little containers. And they're different. They're either combat, territory, or like resources. They do different things, but it's very similar to Power World, which is a bit of a weird one. And it's got a lot of stick for the way they've changed it. Because they even look like Power World characters in some places. So that's like your basic PvE. And then there are dungeons, but they're called silos, where, you run in, you clear some mobs, there's a boss fight, you get some loot, you bugger off and carry on about your day. And then there's monoliths, which are a bit more challenging. It's generally just one big boss fight. Akin to a raid almost, but not quite. And they're good. They're engaging. The rewards are decent. It's not an issue, but my slight gripe with the PvE content is 99.9% of it can be soloed. So for a game that advertises itself as an MMO, it kind of loses that MMO aspect a touch. It's not to say that, nothing's stopping you from grouping up with people and, taking on challenges as a group. But for the average casual gamer that might not have that much time to do that, if they can solo it, they're going to solo it. Let's be real. To be honest, that's what I've done with a lot of the stuff, especially my bulk of my playtime is in the day, where in the UK and EU, not many people are online. So I have the option to solo it, which is great, but it loses that MMO aspect, But the PvE so far, it's been okay. I think there's a lot of improvements to be done, mainly with the AI and the mobs. They are brain dead. A lot of the times you'll find mobs running into a wall, running in and around in a circle, staring at you and just doing nothing. But the bosses, the enemies visually, they're amazing. They're really, really cool to look at. It's quite unique and it's quite interesting. They just need to tweak the AI on it because they are brain dead, man. Brain dead. But it's fun. It's fun. And, I for all my gripes, and I'll say this again at the end, for all of my gripes and all of my red flags with this game, I keep playing it because it's a nice game to play. Do you know what I mean? That's PvE in a nutshell. Rightio, so moving on into PvP, and this is where the first big problem arises. So we were told we were going to get PvP servers, which we have, which we're grateful for. Thank you very much. All one of them. We have one PvP server. The issue with it is we were expecting to log into the server. We're in the world. PvP is on, right? That's not the case. So when you're out and about, you have to flag into a PvP state, which is called chaos state, which is fine. We've had that in other games like New World and World of Warcraft. The issue we have in Once Human is, as you can see next to my minimap in the top right, that PvP state, that little yellow bar runs down and then PvP turns off. So you have to keep flagging yourself back for PvP. And it's quite quick as well. So most people just don't bother because we can't be bothered to keep flagging. And it's annoying. Now, there's no like battlegrounds or arenas or return to normal state. That was like what? A minute? Anyway, there's no battlegrounds, no arenas, nothing like that. What we have are these pinky reddy areas of the map, which are called strongholds. So basically a warband, which is like a guild, they can claim ownership of it, build a base in there and defend it, and then other warbands can declare war on it and challenge it and try and take it. And that's where you get your bulk of your good PvP action. And I've not done any in this beta test, but I did some in beta test 2, and it's a lot of fun. It's 16v16 or 12v12 in this area as an instance, and it's fun. It's chaotic, and it's good PvP action, right? But outside of that, there's not much. Like, as soon as you enter one of these zones, like now, for example, when it's not in a war state, you're immediately flagged for PvP, which is cool. The problem is at the moment, there's not enough people. So you're going into these areas trying to find some PvP action and there's just nothing happening. It would be so much better if PvP was flagged always on a PvP server. As soon as I leave my base, I expect to be flagged for PvP, right? I think that's the way they should go about it. And I think it'd just make it much more fun, much more exciting to be out in the world. If I'm farming resources or clearing settlements or just driving around and somebody can attack me, that feels more like a true survival game. But anyway, the PvE community from the last beta started crying, saying they don't want PvP, they only want PvE, etc., etc. Don't play on the PvP server then. It's very, very simple. Don't ruin it for people that actually want to PvP, because now it looks like the devs aren't massively bothered about PvP. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that it's going to change. This is a beta, as I keep saying, but at the moment, PvP it's fun when it's there. There's just not enough of it. And I really hope they add some more. I really, really do. Because it is a hell of a lot of fun, man. So I wanted to keep this short and sweet. So I'm going to wrap up and just give you guys some sort of final thoughts. The goods, the bads, the little red flags and all that jazz. Overall, it's a good game, right? It's not in a great place yet, but it's a beta. There is work to be done. It's engaging. It's beautiful to look at. The combat, when it's not bugging, is fun. It's gunplay. You've got melee. You've got grenades. You've got Molotov cocktails. You've got your Power World pet to run around for you. It's fun, right? The problems are, I think, relatively easy to fix. It's mainly bug related. Like every now and again, you'll draw your weapon and it'll be invisible and you can't shoot, you can't do anything. But that always happens at a clutch moment. I think the AI needs to be tuned massively again to make it more challenging. There needs to be more reason to group up. It's too solo friendly at the moment, which for a casual game is fantastic. You can just hop in, you don't have to worry about finding a group, but it's not an MMO, right? And I think this is what's happening with a lot of MMOs at the moment. That's a different video for a different day, but too many MMOs are becoming too casual friendly, where it's too easy to just log in and do stuff on your own. The whole point and the essence of an MMO is to interact with other people, other players, get into groups, get into guilds, get into war bands, whatever it's called, and be with other players in the game. The whole point of an MMO. That's my biggest thing at the moment in games. PvP needs to change, man. It needs to change. We need to be flagged all the time. If you're on a PvP server, you should be flagged all the time. I've gone back and forth with this on myself, where I thought that, when they said that you can flag, I was like, oh, cool, you just flag, and that's it, you flagged. I didn't realize it was going to be on a cooldown timer. So now I think you should just be flagged permanently. Off your base, you should be flagged. Apart from that, the game is good. It's in a decent state. Like all the systems that are in place are good. The only one that is a bit of a weird one, and I still haven't made my mind up on it, is the seasonal style of what they've done, is where it's on a seasonal system where it'll wipe and it'll reset at the end of the season. You only keep what is in your backpack or what you're wearing, and then we start again, which is cool. Gives you a bit of longevity because you can keep playing, because they have promised that each season is going to have a different theme and a different vibe to it. That's cool. The problem with it, and I'm hoping this is just because it's the beta, is when you start in week 1, all you have access to in your open world map is this little area down here. And then week 2, it opens a bit further. And then week 3, we don't know. We're still waiting. That bugs me. It's supposed to be an open world game. I should be able to just explore and go wherever I want in an open world game. I shouldn't have to wait until next week to get the rest of this open world, right? That's another one of my big bugs. But I'm hoping it's just because it's a beta and they don't want people just blazing through the content and then getting bored after week 1, or whatever. You could easily get around it, open the world, fully open the world map up, and just put a level cap for week 1. You can only hit level 20 in level 1 in week 1. You can hit level 40 in week 2, or whatever. But let us explore the map, man, because it's, I don't know, feels weird, man. But aside from that, guys, I'm all my problems and all the things that annoy me about this game and this beta so far, I'm still logging in daily and I'm still playing for a good few hours, because it's fun and it's super enjoyable. There are some concerns that it feels like a mobile game. I get that a little bit from some of the UI controls, but it's just fun. That's all that matters to me when I play a game. Is it fun? Do I enjoy it? Whether that fun lasts for 2 hours or 8 hours, I don't care, as long as it's fun. But honestly, I am hella looking forward to the full release of this game. But let me know what you guys think about how you think the game looks. Have you played the game? Let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Super helpful as we grow, and supports me to keep making these badass videos for you guys. And also, if you want to talk about anything Once Human, Throne of Liberty, World of Warcraft, join the Discord. I'm always available to chat and help out, or discuss or argue. Let's fight, man. Let's go. Let's get some PvP in the Discord. Right? But apart from that, dudes, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.